I don't know if you all know this about me, but I'm kind of a Disney princess. At least I think like one. Some people are like, that's like really weird. You're so unrealistic, naive, or whatnot. But you guys, like in my mind, I can't even help it. I see the glass half full. My brain goes to the bright side. I kind of think like a Disney princess. I'm always looking for the blessing. I'm one of those people, like I legit smile at everybody, everybody gets a hug. And I just think the best of people. It's just a thing. Some people give me a hard time about it, like, oh my gosh, like roll their eyes or whatever, but it's just, I don't know, it's just how I think. It's just the way it is. There's this new thing that I keep hearing now. No one is coming to save you. Women especially will be like, we've been so deceived, or we've been so brainwashed into watching these movies when we were young. These princesses, if they kept a good attitude and did the right thing, that their Prince Charming would come save them. And that's not true. And there's no Prince Charming. And bottom line is, ain't nobody coming to save you. But I disagree. I completely disagree. And I'll tell you why. Because I want you guys to think about these movies that we watched when we were kids, right? It was like the princesses were always really happy. Like even though they were prisoners in their own homes, they were bullied, they were enslaved. Like, oh my gosh, like what? Think about Cinderella, for instance. Cinderella made friends with the mice. She just made the best out of the situation. And she was singing to the little things, and she was just happy as she could be because she still had hope. And she still had faith in people. And she still saw the good. Even though there was no good around her. No one was treating her good, but there was good in her heart. And think about when she wanted to go to the ball. And they said, sure, you could go to the ball. The evil stepsisters and the evil mom was like, sure, you could go. And then they gave her like a million chores to do. There was no way. There was no way. They made it impossible for her to go to the ball. They were like, we'll tell her she can go, but we will make it utterly impossible. She'll never make it. And then it was like, somehow the little rats came together and they all made it work. Like they put together a dress and all the things, and Cinderella was gonna go to the ball and meet her Prince Charming, right? But that is until they saw that she actually was ready. She made it happen. Even against the odds, even against the criticism, even against everything that could stop her, she still made a way out of absolutely no way. It was a miracle. So they were like, oh, no. They took all of their things back, and then they just left her there, and she was crying and she was upset. And then her fairy godmother came. Worked her little magic. She went to the ball, and that's when she met Prince Charming. Most of us know the rest of that story, right? Like, obviously, like things work out for Cinderella, and she lives happily ever after. For every one of these princesses, it works out. They get double blessing for their trouble, do they not? This is where a Bible verse comes in. Zechariah chapter 9, verse 12, New King James. Return to your strongholds, you prisoners of hope. For even today, I declare, the Lord declares, that he will restore to you, not just what you had, but double for your trouble. Honey, you was a prisoner of hope. You were scrubbing them floors, bullied by your stepsisters, but you were hopeful. You were working that job and you were being bullied and it wasn't fair, and you got like the raw end of the deal, That person, when they left you, they took half your bank account. They cleaned the whole thing out. But you started over with hope. Now listen, in these stories, it's like the prince doesn't come looking for anybody else in the story, right? He doesn't want anybody else. In fact, the only person in each of one of these stories is the freaking princess that's just happy to be freaking alive. Like, she's talking to the birds and she's doing whatever. She's like, la la la. Rapunzel is combing her hair and she's just like down the tower. She's just hopeful and she's just waiting. She's just waiting. These princesses in these stories are like, you know, they're always like the underdog, you know? Prince Charming is always looking for the chick that, you know, got the raw end of the deal. But is it because she got the raw end of the deal, or is it because she got the raw end of the deal, but she still carried hope? She still carried joy. She still carried peace. She still had faith that things were going to work out just fine. Like, Prince Charming never comes for like the prisoners of pride, the prisoners of doom and gloom, the prisoners of like gossip and complaining and just like victimhood. He always wants the one that's just like still believes in good, still believes in goodness and love. You know, the Bible also says that hope deferred makes the heart sick. I don't know about y'all, but I feel like I've kind of gotten this idea that we can't give ourselves permission to be happy, permission to have joy, permission to have peace until we're not prisoners anymore, until Prince Charming has come to save the day, that until we get our justice and we cannot have faith, we can't enjoy the life that Jesus died to give us until we got all of our ducks in a row, until we have a plan. That would be irresponsible, right? And that wouldn't be very godly, and that would be wrong. So you have a lot of people walking around just like, you know, disgruntled and ugh. Y'all smile at everybody. I'm one of those people, like, I don't know. I feel like everybody needs a smile and everybody needs a hug. Everybody needs a compliment. And I'm thinking, you know, I think what we've gotten wrong is, in our minds, our Prince Charming has been some dude. You know, I think we misunderstood the assignment here. Like, as if we're waiting for some man to come along and love us, or some woman to come love us and save us and treat us the way that nobody else treated us, or some man or woman to come along, the love and the acceptance and the attention that maybe we didn't get at home or from our parents, and we have these daddy issues and we have these mommy issues. And yet, what if our Prince Charming is actually God? What if our blessing isn't in the person that God brings into our lives, but that God is showing up in our lives through people? What if we didn't put all of that on a person, instead looked at the people that did show up in our lives, being love and joy and peace and the hands and feet of Jesus? What if we looked at that like, wow, you allowed God to work through you. You allowed God to love me through you. And I think that's when we get it. There's that moment of, guess what, honey? I'll tell you something. Someone is coming to save you. God is coming to save you. And it could be through anybody or anything, but he's got you. In Isaiah chapter 40, verse 31, it says, and this is the NIV version, those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not faint. They will keep doing good even when they're abandoned. They will still have joy even when they're discarded. They will still believe in love and how God can work through them. They will still have compassion when no one is there to dry their tears. And I'm going to tell you why. Because their hope is in the Lord. And every single time we take our eyes off of that, every single time we put our hope in circumstances or what's going to happen next, or if I just make this much money, or if I just have this type of person in my life, or if I just could finally get my boyfriend to be nice to me, or my wife to finally get her hormones under control. I don't know, whatever it is. No. Because we're hoping in the Lord, and he's the one that saves the day. He's the one that shows up. But our responsibility is to be a dang Disney princess. You know what? The Disney princess gets double for her freaking trouble. The Disney princess or prince boys, I don't know, you get double for your trouble when you are hoping in the Lord. Anyway, I just thought about that, and I was like, man, that was really cool. It felt like Jesus gave me a little word, a little something. Because I'm like, y'all know I walk around like a dang fairy princess. Little kids love me. Little girls are always like, because I'm like, oh, look at. But my hope is in the Lord. I am a prisoner of hope. Anyway, I love you guys, and I hope that helps you. I hope that encourages you guys. I'll talk to you guys soon. Love you, bye.